Welcome everyone. Hope everyone is having a wonderful, successful day. And today I'd love to be able to share with you just an example, because I know every developed country probably has a different offline marketing strategy when it comes to credit and when it comes to purchasing retail gadgets and furniture and white goods and everything. So I'd love to hear your feedback. I'm here in down under, as you can hear probably from my accent, here in Australia. And we have what is very common in a lot of retail outlets and retail chains, and also there is strategies coming on to our e-commerce here in Australia through other forms of retail credit payments. It's a pretty big strategy here in Australia, so I'd love to hear your feedback if that is the same in the UK, for example, Singapore maybe, and the big USA, and also Canada, or any other developed nation where credit is the language of the reason why most people or most blue collars and white collar workers in the middle class are working for the lifestyle. That's just the facts. You can deny it all you want, but that's the facts. I believe anyway. Well, that's what I see from my perspective, living as a middle class on a middle class income. Anyway, guys, so basically here you have Harvey Norman. They offer 12 months, 18 months, 50 months interest free. They're not the only store, but I'm just using them as an example. We go to their main page and it says, look, update, upsize, upgrade, 50 months interest free. No deposit, no interest. 50 equal monthly payments until November 2022. Minimum finance is $750. Okay, that's Australian, obviously. So that'd be a little bit different in the US. Just off the top of my head, I would say that might be 1,200. I could be inaccurate, but of course look at your exchange rate to work out the difference if you're in the USA. That's pretty much similar in Canada dollars, pretty much similar. So anyway, you can go over and read the terms and conditions, and you can see that of course they've got terms and conditions here. We'll go over the terms and conditions. Conditions of the 50 months installment, interest-free until November 2022, as we just stated before, is available on credit. Transactions at this time, blah, blah, it goes into, and it gives you down here, we'll just go down here. If the outstanding balance of the interest-free period at 22 is not paid off, you'll be charged at 29.49% interest rate. Notice this is given under the credit conditions, and you also have an establishment fee of $25, and of course you've got to be approved, and then a $5, what they say is $4.95 Australian dollars. So there again, you need to convert that. If you're in the US or some other country that you're not familiar with the Australian exchange rate, look that up so you can get a better perspective of this and how retail are going about it here in Australia. All good for them. That's what they do. That's the system. That's the way it's been designed. And I tell you, we've been living that system pretty much the X generation, which I am. We've been pretty much living that type of system since we've started in the workforce. So pretty much about 25, 30 years this type of retail system has been set up in Australia. And you can, example, go in here and we look for a TV. So we want the latest and greatest TV, don't we? We all want the latest and greatest TV. Maybe. I don't really, but I'm just having a bit of fun here as we go along. Say we want a 4K. That's what I'm hearing about. I don't have a 4K, and honestly, even if I had them, wanted to invest in, I don't know whether I really want to invest in one. It's not really my thing, but everyone, each to their own. I just hear a lot of people wanting the latest and greatest TV, so I'm using that as an example. Okay, so we'll go for a modest one. Look, you got differences here in prices, obviously quite a big difference. We'll go for the modest one here, the all-round modest one, I think. Click on that. Say we want to purchase that today and get that on interest free. So we would go ahead and do that. And so we purchased it. The estimated total would be $3,742.50, including $4.95 monthly fee, as we said before, and you would add an establishment fee to get the retail credit terms. And of course, you go through the terms and conditions. You can read that if you like, but basically I gave you the outline just before there. So basically that's how it's set up. Harvey Norman is one of the big white goods home furnishing stores here in Australia. I'm not sure what it compares to. I haven't looked at what Canada retail shops have on offer, but you know, it's pretty much the Amazon here in Australia to some degree. Although the Amazon has started down here in Australia now, but you know, Harvey Norman pretty much has the offline angle there. So anyway, so if we go ahead and purchase that right now, that's what we would pay. And after 4 years' time, that TV, I'm just saying from my perspective, my opinion, that TV, from my experience of buying TVs, I've never spent $3.50 on a TV, but I know how electronics and gadgets and all that devalue. I would say modestly you might get $800 if you're lucky, but technology and advancements and how they're adding all different features these days with TV in 4 years' time, you might be lucky to get 500 or 800 Australian for it in 4 years' time. But if you had invested 500 US, you would have then got a return. You would have got a return of 25,000 US, over 25,000 US, if you had have not been tempted to go out and buy that flashy and greatest TV, just investing today 500 US, and saying to yourself, saying to your family, saying to your kids, your wife, now let's not go and invest in that big flashing greatest TV. Just let's stick with our $200 or $150 LCD screen, which we're all happy and entertained by already now. We want to keep our family going strong. Why not just put that on the side for 4 years, and then in 4 years' time, we would have about 25,000 US, modestly. But that would be about 35 Australian. And guess what, guys? In 4 years' time, we can do amazing things with that money. We could refurbish the home. We could go on a world trip to some wonderful Asian countries, which are pretty much developing left, right, and centre. Or you could even go to a trip to the US from Australia or Canada or wherever you want. So you could really set amazing goals here just by investing $500 into the uni signals, which you would just look every day just to see if there's a buy signal or a sell signal, and you would only have to buy and sell approximately 6 to 9 times off the top of my head a year. That's all you would need to do, and you would come out with a modest figure of that. Of course, these are only averages, and I must say that this calculator is designed to be informational, educational purposes only. So you must use your own due diligence, obviously, and when used alone, do not constitute investment advice. The results are presented by this calculator are hypothetical and may not reflect the actual growth of the investment. So to keep that in mind, guys, but if you believe in Bitcoin, you believe in the blockchain, you believed in the technology of decentralized from the system, including retail system, which feeds off the conventional financial system of our world. If you believe in that, then do your own due diligence, and we look forward to connecting with you. Have a play around with this calculator for yourself. You can actually tune it down a little bit, tune it up more if you want. You can go to 72 months or even more. It's up to you. So I will leave a link down below so you can go through this calculator and have a feel and see what sort of goal setting and what sort of plan of action would you like to start out with, and to see how you go. And then after that, you can get back to me, put your best email address in and your name and surname so I know it's you, and we'll get right back to you. And one of our amazing leaders, and he is here to help and support you also, plus all the amazing team. Mike Klingler will share with you briefly about Unify and the family that we are creating here, of creating educational wealth, IQ intelligence amongst a community, plus the building of great, wonderful relationships all around the world, which would have never been possible before. So we look forward to connecting with you soon. So take care, have a wonderful day, and I hope this helped you.